Welcome to our very first podcast, the Two Tag Podcast. We kind of just made that name up a couple of days ago, and I think it's pretty good. What it stands for is two guys that just sit around talking about tech, anime, and gaming. That's kind of what we came up with to make it super simple, super straightforward, and we wanted to talk about it with you guys as well too. So this is our podcast. My name's TopicTech. I'm a live streamer that streams on Twitch every day. And this, above me or somewhere, is over there maybe?
Yeah, exactly there. I'm
Oh,
Outlandish
perfect.
Nerd, uh, game dev by day and streamer by night.
Sweet. So we have 3 topics we're gonna talk about every podcast, and those are tech, so technology stuff, things that interest us in tech for the week, anime, which I'm a big anime nerd, and gaming. So, our first topic will be the Wave 3 microphone. So, Nerd and I both got a Wave 3. I'm not using it currently. Nerd is. You might be able to see it on his camera.
Right here.
Um, so what do you think about it so far?
It's pretty good. It has a lot of functionality for a pretty good price, I'd say. It's a lot cheaper than getting like a Go XLR and then a dedicated mic. Software's pretty fluid. I haven't had any issues with it. I've been using it for about almost a week now. And yeah, can't say I really have too many complaints. It's mostly positive. Software is a little bit confusing. Um, and the other thing that it kind of slightly bothers me is like I'm also using RTX voice, so I can
Oh,
have a fan blasting at me because it's hot during the summer, and I can't use the mic controls inside the software while I'm using RTX voice. So
interesting.
having support for something like that would be nice. And the other thing I'd say is maybe it'd be nice to see the support get or the software get support for VST plugins. So if you want to like add any EQs to your mic or anything like that, you can do it inside the software and then have it apply everywhere so it's consistent.
Hmm. So I use the Go XLR, and something that I like about it is it's an object that sits in front of me. I'm a tech nerd, so I like having gadgets and gizmos aplenty, song. Um, so having knobs and stuff in front of me, and it's not really knobs, it's just 4 sliders. It's only things that I touch. There's also this other side of it. I got the bigger one where it's a little bit more complicated on the other side. I mean, it's not actually, it's just a voice changer and then a voice recorder, but I only use half of it. So you could get away with the smaller version. However, I got the bigger one because that's all they had at the time. But being able to mute my music or lower the volume of my voice chat or even just stop the system audio, 4 buttons, 4 sliders. That's what was important to me, as to be able to see it and visually like adjust it versus where you could literally just have it up on a separate window and you could just drag the audio that you want your audience to hear and drag the audio that you hear up and down kind of separately. So as a streamer, stream every day, audio is our biggest, well, my biggest weakness. As long as I can have good audio, clean audio, be there music in the background, which DCMA, proof or clean, game audio so you don't blast people's ears off, or my voice, being able to hear my voice, because those are 3 things that are very important for whenever you go live. So I believe the Wave 3 is a great entry level, especially at the price point when it's in stock versus my Go XLR is $400. This microphone, another tech enthusiast item, another $400. So for what if you and you guys can hear if you're listening to this podcast, Nerd's voice and my voice, I know we both sound very different. You can kinda hear the clarity on both end, and kinda let us know in the comments. Let us know if you hear any difference, because I know Nerd spends a lot of time, well, not even a lot of time, just sometimes setting his up. I spent a lot of time setting mine up, but mostly using the Go XLR software.
One thing I will kind of say for the Wave 3, and this can bump the price up a little bit. If you do want those like physical buttons to kind of simulate that Go XLR experience, you can pair very nicely with the Stream Deck and then control all your audio levels
That's
directly
right,
on the
it is
Stream
what I
Deck.
thought of. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Interesting. I didn't even think about that. That's cool. I put this on the notes, but now looking at it, it's kinda funny. TikTok getting banned. I know, nerd, you weren't a fan of TikTok at all in the beginning. Something came over you, and I every morning I wake up to a new TikTok sent to my to me in a text message. The US looking to banning TikTok and other Chinese social media apps.
Well, if they ban it, I will probably fall asleep on time now. So that would be nice.
Pass by time, and next thing I know, I'm walking around my house just TikToking away. It's an addiction that is unhealthy.
But I know some companies have been ahead of the ban have already gone and requested their, or not even requested, or requiring their employees to remove the software from their phones.
You wonder, like, why do they have TikTok on your phone? On a company phone anyways? Shouldn't be working? But I know that I used to work retail. I had it was a personal device, but work device. So I used it whatever I installed back in the day, Facebook, and they had us remove Facebook off of our phones. That was a thing. So I could see for your work phone, only have work stuff on there, especially for this because the main thing is that they're, like, talking about the app capturing too much data, like, too much information.
Okay, supposedly it's capturing anything you had in your clipboard on your phone or your tablet. So you copy something, it was reading that data supposedly.
What do you think is next? Like, what's gonna take it over? 'Cause there has to be a filler. We had Vine, that left. That was
Well, Musically turned into TikTok.
yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, the creators of Vine went out to make Byte. And I've tried using it the past few days.
Yep.
Uh, Also, I don't post on TikTok or Byte or anything really. This is just I browse. The main thing that got me watching TikTok was magic tricks and like dumb little skits.
I hate the magic tricks because I have to watch it, like, 6 or 7 times to try to figure out what's happening. I don't I normally dislike those.
Well, I mean, they're pretty interesting, but yeah, Byte is very lacking in comparison.
Think
Uh,
so?
and it might just be because a lot of people are moving over right now. But yeah, I my experience with it so far has been pretty crappy. All the bites that keep showing up on my front page are like, well, you should like this video if you came over from TikTok. And it's like, okay, cool. And then you see that like 800 more times, and it's like, how do I like dislike this so I stop seeing stuff like this?
I give it, like, 5 or 6 months. Maybe by Christmas, it'll be a better app. I even saw Ninja removed TikTok. Not that he was a TikTok star or anything, but
Yeah. But overall, like Byte just feels behind as an app. Even like scrolling doesn't feel the same. Like it just feels worse.
you're
Uh,
right. I'm messing it with it right now. Yeah, it's not the same.
and you can also see like a quarter of the next byte at the bottom of your screen.
Yes. I was just looking at that. Oh, man. I don't know, man.
So they have
Maybe
some
like,
cleanup to do if they wanna take TikTok's place, but maybe somebody else will come along and just release literally a TikTok clone, but made in US.
cool. On to our next topic, the one I've been waiting for. Anime. What was your first anime that you watched?
The very first anime I ever watched or I remember watching was probably
You're an
like
old man.
Dragon Ball Z on Cartoon Network. I remember coming home from school and just like turning TV on, see Dragon Ball Z, and then the time slot changed, and that's how I ended up finding Sailor Moon and Hamtaro because I'd watch those waiting for Dragon Ball Z.
Interesting. So I had a very similar experience, and that was with not Dragon Ball Z. It's a little weird because I had a sister and would always watch Sailor Moon. So my first anime experience was Sailor Moon watching because I'm in middle school or elementary school. I don't remember what the age was, but I would come home after them. The high schoolers and middle schoolers were always home before us, and I come in and they're already watching Sailor Moon. So, but then as I got older, I found a friend of mine, my best friend, going through middle and high school, was drawing anime, and I was like, "Whoa, that looks really cool. What is this?" And he was drawing. And I'll have to show some of my drawings because I still have them to this day. Some Dragon Ball Z characters, and then I was like, "Oh man, it comes on Cartoon Network." And it's like, so it just kind of it molded into also DBZ. but then it just skyrocketed there. So I went from immediately from Toonami to ordering anime from Japan, like Escaflowne and trying to think of some other
Ooh,
old ones.
Escafano is good.
Yeah, ordering the DVDs in Japanese and hoping that it would work in my DVD player. It just happened to
DVDs, man, get out of here. I had VHS.
No, 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 yeah, sorry, it was a VHS. Yeah, it was VHS, not DVDs. I'm thinking too close back. Evangeline, I still don't know how to say that anime's name. And Gundam Wing, I hated Gundam Wing.
Okay, so I have a really random like gripe with Gundam. I hated how they looked when they were piloting it in the inside. Whenever I like watching them and they just had like two joysticks and two pedals and they're like doing like backflips and like all these like sword fighting poses and stuff. I'm like,
They're playing a video game inside of a
how do they
cartoon.
how do they do this? But then there's G Gundam where there's like just a bodysuit and it mimicked all the movements they made inside the like
Yeah.
the cockpit. And I was like, whoa, that's cool. And that was my favorite Gundam.
So you're okay with G Gundam, but not Gundam Wing or
I
Gundam.
mean, I love the mechs. I just hated the piloting portion of it.
I don't like mech anime. If it's got mech in it, it could have cute waifus, whatever. Mech, I immediately don't watch the next episode. There's so many animes I've abandoned that way, but
There's also Zoids,
yep, didn't like it.
specifically, I think it was Chaotic Century. Yeah. So it was like a blue Zoid with like a little dinosaur. I think his name was Zeke.
Yeah, I thought it looked too much like Power Rangers. I was yeah.
It's such a the storyline is so good. So what are you currently watching or rewatching?
Right now, I'm a big Funimation fan. Like I immediately when I turn my TV on, the first app I open up is Funimation to see what's updated. And right now I'm in the middle of Fire Force 2 or season 2. So that's what I'm kind of indulging the most of my time in because I really liked one. The first one was came out of nowhere to me. Like I feel like last year's animes, it's gonna be hard to top though that because I was watching like 6 or 7 different seasonal animes, episode
Mhm.
every other day of a new anime that I'm keeping up with. Doctor Stone, Fire Force. There's something else that was out there that was just like so good from last season from Funimation anyway.
I really like
But
Doctor Stone and Fire Force season one. I haven't checked out season two yet.
yeah, and season 2 isn't really it's different, very different pace because they already did a lot of character development, so now they're kind of utilizing those characters in the story now. So it's just like the pace is less backstory and more like current development of what's going on.
Okay.
Before they introduce a new character, he looks super cool, a guy that I can, cosplay as, except I don't have braids. But he has orange eyes, and yes, he seems pretty awesome, so I forgot his name already.
I'll have to
Yeah,
check
definitely
out
check it out.
season two. I've been watching one of the shows I'll probably never stop watching until the day I die. Freaking One
Yeah.
Piece. I mean, I'm caught up, so now it's just the weekly, uh, new episodes.
Wait, it's still
But
going on?
yeah,
They haven't found the what is it called? The
One
Grand
Piece.
Line? The One Piece?
They're looking for the treasure called One Piece.
I wanna get back into it. A character in the story can seem so significant, but come back 100 episodes later, 200 episodes later, and, incredibly impact the story, so
Yeah. Now there's been a few characters where they've like you meet them for like literally like one or two episodes, and then like all of a sudden like they somehow tie into what's going on like at episode like 400. You're like, wait, what the hell? Like I would always recommend One Piece. Just I mean, I've rewatched it from start to whatever the current episodes are out 13 times now, and
oh,
if I'm not mistaken, it's like 900, almost 1,000 episodes now. So I put a lot of time watching it and rewatching it. I love it, but I know people generally tend to like shorter animes. Um, so if I was to recommend something right now, especially to someone like newer to anime, uh, I would probably. I think my first recommendation would be My Hero Academia or Boku no Hero, um, and there's also a show called World Trigger, which is really good. I enjoy that quite a bit.
World
And
Trigger.
yeah, you ever seen it?
Is it in English? English dubbed?
I don't know. I usually
Probably not.
watch in in sub. Uh,
I'm the filthy dubber here, uh, typically, because I just like to do more than just stare at the screen. Speaking of TikTok, watch a TikTok of the comparison of a dub watcher where they're, like, playing on their phone, and then, like, an epic scene happens, and they can just jump right in, versus a sub anime watcher, they're, like, studying the screen, and then they can just have, like, these superpowers after they're done watching the scene. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty funny.
I guess if I was to recommend a third one, it would be Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter X Hunter, because Hunter x Hunter, I mean, if you just Google Hunter x Hunter, I guess it'll pop up, but Hunter X Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter x Hunter. It's good.
That's a good recommendation. That one's also a pretty long form, so there's right now currently 4 seasons in English. I haven't caught up to the Japanese, but
Yeah. I mean, the show should have gone on a lot further. Also, fun little side note. Um, the guy who did the Hunter x Hunter anime manga is married to the lady who did Sailor Moon.
what? Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh. They don't have any, like, comparisons, like, that's interesting. I guess, like, the husband, wife didn't really have any influence on each other. But that's cool. That's very interesting. Well, for me, I would recommend I'm gonna go old school because I'm, old school. But, I would say one of my favorite ones to recommend new and current anime users because I still run into people who haven't seen Cowboy Bebop. Like, that is so, like,
I'm
to
one of
me,
them.
the Huh? You haven't
Oh,
seen Cowboy Bebop.
no, because it
You're
used to
missing
come.
out, man.
It's been on my watch list, and I just always forget about it. But
You're an adult now. You have no excuse. You're
yeah,
already an
it
adult.
used to come on late night on Tanami, and as a kid, like I just always miss it.
Great voice acting if you wanna watch it in Japanese or, English. I watched it in Japanese and I liked it. I watched it in English and I still liked it. This is when I used to watch anime in Japanese. But yeah, Cowboy Bebop. Also, if you wanna get in that same genre, Trigun, also a good 24 episode anime, which is easy to digest. You can finish it in a couple nights, binge watching. Good humor, great story building, great character development, easy to digest. And
All
then
right.
Naruto, because
Hmm.
Naruto.
Interesting.
But Naruto is a lifestyle choice, a commitment.
Is that your ninja way?
That is my ninja way. I mean, we do as, podcasters, I guess we're casters. Something that I want you to guys to come back next week in the comments down in below and let us know what you think. Check out Fire Force. If you haven't seen season 1 is great. Season 2 is really, like I said, I'm waiting for it to kind of build up. The first episode was okay. The first episode was great. Second episode was okay. So I would like you guys to check out Fire Force. One of my favorite animes this season and last season. But I feel like it's a great anime to kind of just jump into and kind of follow along with us.
I've been checking out Promise Neverland recently.
Yes,
It's
I just finished that. Oh man, it's so good. It came out of nowhere. Like I just clicked it one night to just fall asleep to, and I couldn't stop watching it.
it's way darker than I was expecting, but it's so
Have
damn
you
good.
finished it yet?
No, I haven't. I'm
Man, you
I'm
should.
really slow at the anime right now because I'm also kind of consider Avatar: The Last Airbender to be an anime on it
Not
in
an
its
anime.
own. The movie doesn't exist, but the show is so good, and I just finished up rewatching it on Netflix. So
Oh,
yeah,
it's
I've
on
been
Netflix. Okay.
yeah, so I've been a little slow at uh watching everything else right now because I was trying to get through that again. But Promised Neverland is really really good. I'm only 4 episodes in.
Yeah, you need to catch up. It's a great story from where you're at to even the very end. The very last episode, like every episode, I felt like something happens, and it's like, man, like those cliffhangers. It's not really a cliffhanger. It's like, oh, I really want to see what happens next.
Yeah,
Kind of animes, and it's just they did a really good job, really good writing.
I'm gonna slide another anime in here real quick because it just popped in my head, and it's also a fantastic watch. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon?
Oh, that's a long title
It
to
is.
remember.
I think the Japanese title is even longer, or maybe it's shorter. I don't remember.
There's 2 seasons of that is out, and I thought that was really good as well too.
Yeah,
So guys, check those animes out. Let us know what you think. Whichever one you decide to see. Fire Force you have to find on Funimation. Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls? I believe is also on Funimation, if not Hulu. If not there, it's probably on Netflix and
or Crunchyroll.
or Crunchyroll. Yeah, Crunchyroll. Um Yeah, just check those out. Let us know in the comment box down below. Or if there's an anime that you guys want us to see, let us know so I can start watching because absolutely love anime. If I'm not watching streams, I'm watching anime. Point blank. All
Fair.
right. Our next topic, gaming. Because this podcast is called TAG. So you guessed it right. Gaming is our next topic. And yesterday we got blessed by the company that, our good old nerd works for actually. So he can't really talk a whole lot about things, but I took some notes. I watched the event and Ubisoft had their Ubisoft Forward yesterday. A couple things that I do want to note is if you watched the broadcast live, they were giving you a copy of Watch Dogs 2, which is still $50 in the Steam store last I checked. So if you wanted to get a free game, you had to tune in. Well, if you didn't tune in, because they had some technical difficulties with the whole redemption process, you can still go if you go early enough. There's a link. I'll put it in the description. You can still go and claim your prize for the free game. But it's Watch Dogs 2. So if you haven't checked it out already, if you want to check it out, I'll be playing it probably next week or week after next, just to see what it's like. I played the first one. I didn't beat it. I got all the way near the end, and something came up. I started playing the second one. Didn't really like it at first because there was other games to play, so I stopped. So I kind of want to check it out. Um, but working for Ubisoft and without spoiling any secrets, what do you think about all the games that you know? I don't know. Did you have a chance to see it?
Yeah, I did. Well, one, all everything's showing off I haven't worked on, so I actually don't know anything about those games. So there's not
Okay.
much for me to even spoil potentially.
Oh,
I
that's cool.
literally don't know anything about them. All I know is whatever's been shown to public. Um, the combat for Valhalla looks super cool. I thought Assassin's Creed Valhalla, that is,
Yeah.
and that cinematic trailer for Far Cry 6. Damn, when it first started, I actually thought it was like leading into like a movie trailer or something. I was confused, like,
Yeah.
what is this?
A Far Cry movie would have been interesting to see a game company launch.
Uh, but that cinematic was very gorgeous, and I mean, I'm interested. I need to know more. The
Yeah, they didn't
the
show any
trailer
gameplay.
has me hooked.
Yeah. Great story. And I think Far Cry is great at building up villains more than their antagonists or
Mhm.
their heroes in the story. So we'll see. I'm excited to watch you play it because I'd never played a Far Cry game before. So I don't know if I'll actually play it or not. I typically watch other people play it and enjoy from the comfort of my comfy bed or this awesome chair I'm sitting in.
Well,
I'm so
if you decide
Go
to
ahead.
try it out, I highly recommend starting with Far Cry 3. It's
Okay.
my favorite in the series.
Yeah, I liked its villain. I think that's the one that were talked about. If you repeat something over and over again, can consider yourself insane or something. It had an interesting kick to it. This its trailer when it was announced at E3 5 years ago or 6 years ago. Legion does the new Watch Dogs. It looked cool. They had a short film that somebody created for it, and it felt very techy. Didn't really have much to do with the game. I hope that short film artist is part of the cinematics within the game or something, because that would be cool. But it was something that was just it looked like a passion project that they made, and they had to show it off because they felt bad. I don't know if it has if it's gonna be in the game or not.
I don't mean I don't have too much to say on it. I was kind of left to wanting a little more from what was shown. Uh,
Well, they gave some more details of the story, and they also gave like, they showed off the characters that you could change out all the time and gave them a little bit more of a backstory, so, like, you can play as a construction worker, and he has, like, his own floating drone that is like a robot worker or something. So, like, you get, like, different abilities with different people, but I
yeah,
feel like, can they have that many different people? Because like, if I played through it, am I gonna run into the same construction worker? Or if you play through it, are you gonna have the same granny that I have? Is it really gonna be like a very unique story building, or is it just gonna be like, you're given this option, you wanna take this girl because you played 7 hours, you ran into her at the same point that everybody else plays, if that makes sense.
it'll be interesting to see what they do for it. The three characters they showed off that did catch my attention was like the old grandma. I mean, that just seems like it'd be like funny to play as. Just going around beating the shit out of people as a older lady. Um, the construction worker using the nail gun, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Uh, and then that like professional hitman guy, like the combat for him looked the coolest because it felt like I was watching a scene from John Wick unfold when they were demoing him.
I was gonna say, they also showed off a game called Elite Squad, which I didn't actually realize it's gonna be a mobile game.
Yeah, I didn't really know what that was.
It went by so fast, I didn't really I just looked it up, I didn't realize it's actually a mobile game, but it looks kinda like it was Counter-Strike. So Counter-Strike mobile game? I don't know. It's a 5v5, where you build up team squads and compete against each other without watching any gameplay. I assume it's similar to, oh, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Yeah,
Never heard of it.
yeah, me either.
I've never played shooters on my phone, but if I was going to, I guess I'd be carrying my like Xbox or PlayStation controller with me so I can actually
Oh, yeah.
pair it up.
Yep. I can just imagine you standing in line at Kroger or something, and you have your controller sticking out your pocket, and there's a girl that's at the cash register, and she's like, "Is that a controller in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?" I
Wow.
could just visualize that conversation.
I don't feel like anyone would have that conversation.
They did show off Hyperscape, which actually, it was a really good trailer that got me interested into the game.
Mhm.
It talked about its crossplay for console but not at launch. It's now released. There's free battle pass. And they have a lot of really cool integrations. If you're watch Twitch or stream on Twitch, there's a lot of integrations built in, like just automatically. Like, for example, you can invite viewers from your chat from inside the game.
I did level up my battle pass watching today.
Oh, sweet, yeah.
Um, so I thought that was kind of interesting, being able to actually level up your battle pass by watching people play it on Twitch. I don't think I've ever seen
A
that
game play.
concept before. Um, I don't know how I feel about the viewers voting on like the low gravity or like infinite ammo for a short period. Um,
Yeah, but I also look at it as it could be as random. Like they could probably be just taking votes, but they can just. I mean, in the game, they'll just like code it. It's gonna be this anyways, but it just makes the viewers feel like they voted. One of 3 options. There's only one of 3 things that could happen, so it happens every match. But yeah, if you have a streamer that has a big enough audience and they wanna influence, the streamer says, "Hey, give it low gravity, I'm in a perfect position for that." It kinda gives the advantage for the streamer.
right.
So, yeah,
So, I mean, you played it a little bit today. So, what are your thoughts?
I hated it. But I'm not a battle royale, so for a battle royale game, I think it's excellent. It looks like it has a skill base that if you're good at shooting first person, aiming down sights, tracking your enemies, knowing where they are, especially in a squad, it's great. They do a really good job. Frame rate works really fine. The gunplay is what kind of killed it for me. So
Mhm.
I mean, I'm coming out of 200 hours in Warzone where if I die, I'm hyped because I'm going to the gulag and I get to fight somebody 1v1, and then if I die there, it's like, "Okay, cool, I deserve to die."
Yeah.
Going to any other BR, it's really hard because you die in a match, you don't get I haven't gotten, like, sniped. Excuse me. I haven't gotten sniped and just killed instantly like in Call of Duty, but, it's just the fights that I had today were not fun for me anyways, 'cause maybe I just gotta get good, suck at, shooting first person, but
I've always been more of a like realistic shooter person. Uh so like just like looking at the movement and all, like it looks very fluid and I mean everything makes sense like watching it is just I
yeah.
don't know. It doesn't feel like it has the same weight as like a more realistic shooter like PUBG or Call
Oh,
of
yeah.
Duty.
The speed feels like it's turned up. You're vertical more than like, you're shooting up or down more than you are shooting straight.
Yeah, I really like the more realistic style and just like the weight behind your player movement and like you fire a sniper off it like I mean it doesn't feel like you fired one off but your character like you visually see it like okay yeah my
The
character just
weight.
fired a yeah so like just those little things that are usually in more realistic shooters I really enjoy that aspect of it so I don't know how much I'd enjoy Hyperscape I've only got to put I only played it like maybe 30 minutes so
Yeah, I played for a good 2 hours today. I do like that you can but it's like you die, you can immediately get back into another match. You're falling to your next destination in, like, less than 5 minutes, so the downtime between, matches is smaller
mm,
than, like, Warzone or even Fortnite even, but I just feel like when you die early, you're going to, be punished with playing more games at once in a shorter span than other battle royale, so something else
okay
to note that, uh, during this conference, Xbox's Phil Spencer came on board, and he talked about how great the Xbox Series X is gonna look with a lot of Ubisoft's games and how specifically ray tracing or RTX is gonna be a part of Legion, which I'm pretty excited. Legion's the, Watch
Watch
Dogs.
Dogs.
Yeah, so RTX is confirmed gonna be in Legions. Wait, RTX is gonna be confirmed in Legion for the new consoles for the Xbox One X, most likely for the PlayStation 5 as well too. Because if that technology is developed by the devs, it's gonna, work for both. It's gonna look its best across all platforms. But then he also introduced once he started talking about ray tracing, he introduced Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I was expecting more. I think out of this whole conference, Valhalla was my biggest letdown graphically. Story looks
Okay.
great. I'm excited for seeing the Vikings in a different light, instead of pillagers and raiders, to actually have homes and families and civilizations, and then seeing the
Mhm.
backstory of why they go and all that stuff. But really, the first turn off was the first zoom in of the characters talking and their faces and their hair not moving. I know it's an early adaptation, and I know that they post up there it's early footage. This footage could be from like 2 years ago. I just I hope that it looks different on launch day. And maybe that's just the graphic snob in me, but that's the first
Well,
thing that stuck out was the graphics.
one thing I am excited for is the combat. That
Oh,
looked pretty awesome.
that is interesting. I think it's the first time they've done something like that for Assassin's Creed as well.
I
What
really
else am
want
I
to try
forgetting
out
about it?
dual shields.
Dual shields. I didn't see that. I guess I missed that part.
Yeah, they should. So they when they were talking about weapons, they were saying like you could dual wield any two weapons you want, and then they showed someone like fighting with dual shields. I was like, what the hell is happening?
That's interesting. Huh. Yeah, I guess
It,
that would
they
be
the scene that the character like puts the two shields together. I guess it's like their special attack or something, and they literally just like start charging through enemies and like pushing them to the side.
interesting. Huh.
and then they're just like the normal attacks are just like they're boxing but with pointy shields.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, for a game that's coming out in 2020 with a new generation, so its launch title or its launch date has been confirmed November 17th, which I think is the same launch date for the new consoles. I don't know if consoles were given a date. I know they said holiday, that's close to holiday. So with a console game launch like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I
Mhm.
just feel like the gameplay from what was shown didn't look next gen. So I'm not too worried about it because I think the gameplay itself, the branding, Assassin's Creed stamped on it. I hope that it carries its weight. I'm gonna play it anyways. I'm most likely gonna play it on my current generation because I'm not sure if heck with production. I hope I can pre-order one in time. But I feel like I think I read on articles PlayStation's gonna be limited in stock. I would assume Xbox will as well too. So we'll see.
Now that you mention it, I think Sony was supposedly dropping their price in pre-order today. I don't know if that's happened yet.
I did not. Yeah, I saw they posted a pre-order page for the PlayStation 5, but no place to order it.
I would have been sad if I missed that. What about Far Cry 6?
So I
How
was really excited seeing it, but then I
yeah.
had to calm myself down because going from Assassin's Creed Valhalla to a beautiful game that looks like it's next gen, but understanding that it's just a cinematic. But I mean, it looked great. They used the character from the Breaking Bad. I wish I knew his name, but it's the bad guy. The Polo Loco. Have you seen Breaking Bad?
I haven't actually.
He's a great villain. I'm
Okay.
glad they used him.
That was the like the dictator dad, right?
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
same accent, same everything.
Okay. I thought that was really insane. He just like walks in, hands his son a grenade, and he's like, "Yeah, here's two parts or three parts to a grenade," and then he just pulls the pin out. And he's like, "All right, let's go." And I'm like, "Wait, what the heck?"
It's pretty like I was getting shivers. It was great. If you haven't seen the trailer, definitely check it out. Definitely worth it's like a 5-minute trailer. Or cinematic, not trailer, cinematic. That's pretty exciting to see coming. Pretty excited for it.
Well, speaking of things coming, let's talk about uh, a tweet that was made recently by the developers over at Amazon for New World.
You mean games that are not coming out? New World. So I
I know
plan
you were
on
pretty excited for that game.
yeah, I from all the information that I could find online, everything about it seemed like exactly what I wanted from an MMO, a place that I could build a character, craft things like a maniac, and open up shop or have a guild that takes on quests or there just seemed like there's so much that you could do. It seemed very ambitious, but they had been working on it for 5 or 6 years now, and it got delayed another 8 months, 7, 8 months. So they tweeted
Well,
out, day before yesterday, I think it was actually, that they are going to postpone until spring of 2021. No excuse this time because they actually postponed it to August because of COVID-19,
uh,
but now it's getting pushed back because of feedback from, uh, alpha testers.
I mean that's good though. Like at least they're not shoveling out just any old game. It seems like they do care about the feedback enough to know like okay, if we release it now, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. The game's dead.
I guess I'm just used to, things coming out in beta and being okay with them being broken, and then for them to fix themselves over a year, year and a half, and it still be broken, but I I don't know.
Well, yeah. No, it's never good to get the delay, but I always see it as the bright side of at least they're trying to fix it. Um, at least, from what we know, they're trying at least. Uh, but I will also say, like, I don't really know how well the MMORPGs hold up anymore. Like in today's gaming space, I mean, if you look at like all the popular games everyone's playing, it just seems so far from what MMORPGs used to be and offer. They're just so much of a time sink.
And that's just it. We don't have anything. We have World of Warcraft, but even World of Warcraft is like you're either a 10-year plus veteran, you're still playing. It's not really much of like a new player experience for going into World of Warcraft because there's just so much that you miss out on that you either A, have to invest a ton of time into
Mhm.
completing that previous content, or B, completely miss out of it altogether. Because there's really no way to catch up, 8 years worth of like backstory if you wanted to keep up the backstory. Yeah, sure, you can just you can jump in and dive in as a rogue DPS or a paladin tank and fill a role, but you won't have that same new player experience, in my opinion, as a 8-year veteran
Right.
going into an MMO like World of Warcraft or like Guild Wars 2. You're playing Guild Wars 2 right now. Black Desert Online. Um, I'm gonna be trying out Elder Scrolls Online later tonight. There's just not a whole lot. You're absolutely right. The time sink to play catch up is so deep because of games like Final Fantasy 14. These games had their era and they haven't and it's the door's open, but it's not a new door. We haven't had a new MMO to conquer the space in so long. And I felt like from all the ideas of New World, it
Mhm.
would have been one a breath of fresh air to start everybody off new, or at least the non-alpha testers to start off new and build a world and create a world, something that people can jump in 2020, 2021, and not be so far behind. And
Yeah.
we don't have that now. So we have to go back to our jumping on walls, smashing crates for loot, and shooting until you're the last person out of 150 people gameplay.
Definitely can agree with the whole like it's either veterans or new players just playing catch up, and the game feels so dead when you're like trying to play catch up because no one's doing all that early content. It's all been done. No one wants to go back and do it. So you're trying to scrape by, get through it as quick as you can so you can go do the fun stuff. Uh so it makes it feel more like almost work where you're not super enjoying what you're doing to until you get that payoff at the very end.
So yeah, and that's why I felt like that void could have been filled, but now we have nothing.
I am curious to see, and this is me moving on to a different topic here, but I'm really curious to see um, what's going to happen with Epic Games with the Sony buying a share of them.
That is interesting. I don't really know exactly how that'll impact. I know the last graphic demo they did was using the UE5,
Oh yeah,
Unreal Engine 5.
right.
So I think that Mia had a big play into it, and that's why they got, the exclusive demo for it.
Yeah, and I
Um,
know Tim Sweeney, Epic CEO, has praised the PS5 a lot before this deal was ever announced. Um, but yeah, they bought a share for 250 million. And according to The Verge, that the deal means Sony gets a 1.4% interest in the game development studio and the publisher, and gives Epic a valuation of 17.86 billion. That's nuts.
Most of it's Fortnite, so,
Yeah, probably. And
uh,
if I'm not mistaken, uh, I believe like 48% or 49% of Epic is also owned by Tencent.
company support for UE5 directly to Sony. Maybe we'll see that enter in a lot of the first party titles for the PS5 in years to come. I don't see that, like next year, but maybe years, 3, 4 years from now, we'll see some UE5 engine games that are exclusives, like God of War. That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
So speaking of games to come, anything coming out this week that you're really excited for?
I'm super excited for Ghost of Tsushima, which launches on Friday, July 17th. I'm gonna stream that since I don't have anything else to play because they delayed New World. That's gonna be my main game to start playing starting Friday. But also, if you pre-order it, which I need to do before Friday, is you get some cool bonus stuff, some in-game loot. So I'm always a fan of that stuff to get that before, I'm gonna get the game anyway, so why not
Mhm.
take advantage of the pre-order? So if you
Yeah.
guys wanna pre-order and you're watching this podcast before the game comes out, then get your pre-order in. That way you can also too get the cool in-game stuff.
I'm
Um,
super excited for Ghost of Tsushima as well. I mean, the world looks amazing. Uh, yeah, I mean, Sucker Punch has always done a good job with their games. I think I really enjoyed the Infamous series.
I didn't know that. Hmm. Another game coming out this Friday is and I that came out of nowhere. Nintendo did a Nintendo Direct a couple days ago, and I watched it. Paper Mario and the Origami King. I never played the first Paper Mario, and this one looks, different. But my since Nintendo Switch is getting a bunch of dust since I haven't played Animal Crossing in like 3 months now, I do want something to kinda boot that system back up again. So I might pick that up. That comes out on Friday.
I don't know how I feel about it yet because I never played the first one either. So maybe I'll just watch you stream it before I buy it because I'm kind of on the fence. At least from what they showed, like nothing like jumped out to me as like, oh my god, I need this. But I also wasn't like, ugh.
Couple games that are coming out, Death Stranding, which comes out tomorrow, July 15th.
What's a PC release, right?
That will be on PC. It's already available on PlayStation 4. It's been out for almost a year now. But yeah, now it's gonna be on PC with better graphics than ever before because PC Master Race. Hyperscape came out today, July 12th. Well, yesterday. Uh, and I get to play it. It's gonna be coming out for Xbox and PS4 soon. They haven't gave a date, and it will be cross-play. So if you want to play with your friends that play on PC and Xbox, you both will be able to play kind of like every other battle royale nowadays. So hey, you too, man. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please tune in next week whenever we upload this. Um, I think we're gonna start off with Spotify. We'll have this on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. Hello, as well
Uh,
as everywhere else we can post it. So
and if people want to hear more of what you have to say, or want to drop by your stream, where should they find you?
we are now live on twitch.tv/TopicTech, but you can find me everywhere at TopicTech, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, even Byte, even though I haven't posted anything on Byte thing on there for your sake. But where can people find you?
Outlandish Nerd, all one word. Uh, I'm on Twitch, and I mean mainly there or Twitter. Those are the two easiest places to find me.
Sweet. Well, that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Like I said, if you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up. Put a comment in the box down below, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.